right. Next up, we've got Brittany Bunk. She is going to be talking about shifting to a vegan economy. And Brittany Bunk is an extropian transhumanist and optimistic altruist committed to helping others discover veganism when they are ready. Focused on education and timing, they aim to empower individuals with the knowledge and resources needed to transition to a vegan lifestyle. I think that what's going to happen here is breakout rooms. Is that correct? No?
We need to start talking first and drink.
No.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna welcome Brittany to the online presentation. We were so encouraged about your talk, and then afterwards during lunch there will be breakout rooms. Thank you.
Awesome. I believe everyone can hear me and see my screen. So here's my presentation. So we're talking about the vegan economy. I won't unfortunately have time after this presentation to speak. I have to go somewhere, but I'll do the presentation and then everyone could talk about it afterwards. Anyway, so I won't talk about everything, but we'll get through a lot. So I believe a vegan economy is going to be in the end like an appreciation-based economy where we're going to try to appreciate the life that we have around us, and that the economy that we've had got us this far. I don't think it's all bad. I don't think we have to reinvent the wheel. I just feel like we're gonna make a few tweaks and then we'll be in the right direction, and we'll just grow that from there and just continue on from wherever we started with it.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Brittany,
Yes.
Hi, Rebecca. Your screen share is not working, so we're just seeing a picture.
Not?
No, we just see that you are sharing, but we don't see it big. We see it in the middle of another screen. Maybe you can get big.
Yeah, I did increase the size. I did click present.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not.
After you click on present, you have to select what you want to present.
Yeah, because I did it, but I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to stay the same.
There it is.
Yeah, you can see it now?
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you can see it big?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it was this one. So yeah, I feel like we're going to make it certain tweaks and then we'll be good. And I feel like a lot of people started with individual actions, but eventually it'll be systemic, and the systemic actions will be a lot greater than the sum of its part, than each individual person on their own. It'll be collected together and be synergistic. So the goal is to cut down, the steps are going to be slow transitions to cut down on animal exploitation without majorly creating disruptions in everyone's life, so that things can progress without anyone really knowing, or if they like it, then they can contribute to it. But we're going to try to not have many problems with it, and more good, because then people are going to like it and latch onto it more. So the greatest productivity, the least resistance is the goal. And so, yeah, I believe in the baby steps because it's easier to go slowly. It's easy to do things immediately for individuals, but at a societal level, it's going to be a lot harder because there's just too many moving pieces, and not everyone's going to get on board at the same time. There's an adoption curve. So if it's slower, it's going to be more understood, and more permanent too. It's a lot harder to go back if it takes too long to do so. If you already did all the work so far, people are going to be like, might as well just stay. So here are the stages. The first one's going to be the change in the supply, because supply is just whatever anyone else wants. Then it's going to be the demand. and we need to start getting more vegan items out there so people have options. And then with the demand, people are going to choose. And if they don't know what to choose, people will help each other out. And then people make decisions. And then one day we'll get to that vegan society that contains a vegan economy, along with other aspects that make up a vegan society. So the first one is going to be not noticeable by consumers because it's going to be in the background, but it's going to be about increasing efficiency in ways that anyone would approve of. It doesn't matter if you're a carnist or a vegan. It's going to be desired. So stuff like reducing food waste, making, repurposing, upcycling all the materials, make up an animal. So then you're going to have fewer animals needing to be put into existence just for an output of what we get by the time it gets to a store. And as that's happening, we're going to switch out subsidies away from animal agriculture and more towards veganism. So that could be through transformations and rewilding. But there's many other examples. So, so if you want to, so the choices for the consumers is going to, the vegan choices will be added in specific scenarios based off of the type of decisions that they can make. One of them would be where there's no choices that someone has, like in prison. There's others where it doesn't really matter, like the elderly. They might have caretakers, or they might not be able to really know what's going on in their life anyway, or might not live much longer, so it wouldn't matter if it's going to be vegan or not. Then there's everyday life examples where it could be anything, so it might as well be vegan, like banking or clothing. I know some of them it's like fur, people care about that, but for most clothes, people aren't going to matter too much. And then sometimes there's a lack of choices. So to expand the vegan choices would be like in schools that there's a lot more where they're adding vegan options in, and then students can take up upon it. And then there's also hospitals, like what happened in New York City, where they made it the default, and then vegan choices might be added in when they're decided upon by laws where people voted in, or through government representation, like meetings and offerings at public centers. And it would make government look better, that they're going in a more positive direction to help out the common good. Then there's help through community building. So if someone doesn't know what decisions to make that are vegan, that's okay. Everyone has a starting place. I don't think it makes sense to judge if people don't know but are willing to try. I think the starting place will be working with people who are receptive and open and want to go vegan, because once they could do it, then so can everyone else, and everyone else will follow. And then you kind of encourage that. So that would be through education and support. So you don't just tell someone to do something and then leave them on their own to fend for themselves, because if something goes wrong, where are you going to be to fix it? You have to make sure everything goes right. Or maybe if someone really doesn't know, they start making decisions on their own, and it doesn't work because they might choose the wrong thing and think they're doing right until they realize they're not. So yeah, you want to educate people. If someone has a problem, you give them a vegan solution. If there's, if they start working on it, you see how it goes and try to, tweak it as necessary. You might even financially support them or help them with whatever they're working on, because the more people are freed up from carnism or whatever they're doing, the more they're going to be mentally open and able to go in the vegan direction. So that's why you want to give people options and help to kind of move things along. And then eventually, these stages just get more and more restrictive. And it seems restrictive from our point of view because we're kind of at the first stage. But by the time it gets to these stages, they're not restrictive, but rather, regular. And it's just going to, instead of be what you're taking away from, it's what you're adding. So, so we're just focusing how we can add as we move away rather than focusing on what we take. Because as you move forward, you're naturally moving away from something. So you don't have to look back if you're moving forward. So what are we going to put in as we're taking out? We might do, we're going to build the vegan infrastructure, and these we'll fill it in with loans, indices like in the stock market, vegan currencies, politicians, resources, innovation, mutual funds, a vegan stock market, stores, and these need to be like fully vegan if we're going to create a real vegan economy. Scholarships, real estate, banks, credit unions, crowdsourcing platforms. There's like Vevolution is one of the vegan ones. Social services, various resources. And then with the government, it'd be schools, various buildings, subsidies. This is how you build the vegan economy, by putting things in place that are vegan, so that people are living the vegan life economically. Oops. So then at the end, society is going to make a choice. Either veganism will have to be imposed upon them because the worst has happened. All the, climate change took over the whole world and everything's destroyed, and you can't consume animals anymore because there are none left. And so then all that's left are plants, and then you have to consume plants because it's kind of like the movie Interstellar, where it just, it was everyone's undoing that they contributed to. Or we could take the other direction where we've made steps and we put everything in place to go right so that there are no problems, so that we have a world that we can live in with options and abundance, and we know what we're doing. And we would, by the time we finished being proactive and predicting everything and acting upon it to where we have that vegan economy, then we might start criminalizing carnism to keep it out. And we would also, create laws to say it's not allowed in certain places. And we would just work on also prevention, just putting everything in place so that carnism just never really comes back. So yeah, here's some resources. This PowerPoint's going to be on my website for anyone to look at them later. So yeah, you can always fund your own ideas. You can create gardens, plant sanctuaries, vertical farms, pay for others' ideas, go on vegan vacations. I mean, whatever you dream, it's possible. You can make it a reality, you know, a vegan dream come true, you know. And here's you'll be able to click on those. There's vegan currency meetings with climate healers that they put on, and they're trying to work on, I guess it's called Aquarius. I heard it's also in a Hemsa coin. And oh, sorry, I had one last slide left. If it lets me. Anyway, here we go. So yeah, money is green for plants. And this is what the vegan economy is going to look like. It's just going to grow until we have one big economic plant that's taking in all the abundance of the coin in the sky, the sun. There you go. That's our vegan coin right there. And yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Any questions?
Yay!
Thank you.
So much. So much. There. We appreciate that so much,
Brittany. Thank you for your awesome presentation.